Trevor Lawrence is the epitome of why passing yards as a stat suck in the NFL, because he is going to accumulate a lot of passing yards tomorrow against the Cardinals. Why? Because the Cardinals are going to absolutely massacre Jacksonville.
Exactly.
So Trevor Lawrence is going to be forced to throw the ball by a coach that's way in over his head. He thinks, oh, every week in the NFL is like playing Alabama. No,
Yeah,
duh.
no
Are you
way.
serious?
I mean,
Are
I
you
don't know.
kidding me?
I thought Indianapolis was just a little Purdue. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought Denver was just going to be like Northwestern. Okay, come on,
Yeah.
Urban. You're better than that. I actually don't know if he's better than that. Anyways.
Wait a minute. Houston's not Bowling Green?
What?
Oh,
Okay,
we're
anyways.
like going on thumbnails here.
Yeah. So the issue, passing yards are stupid. There are times that passing yards are fine, but Patrick Mahomes last week against the Ravens, he didn't have a Patrick Mahomes game. The stats say he had a Patrick Mahomes game. He had 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, just the one pick. But watch the throws. Watch how many yak yards did Kelsey have, or Pringle have, or Hill didn't touch the ball much. There's like 100 of that is fluff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on now. There is so much fluff in passing yards. Trevor Lawrence has like a ton of passing yards through 2 weeks, but it's all in garbage time. Are you like Ben Roethlisberger had 500 passing yards in the playoffs just in January, but how much of that was when the game was within one score? I would venture to guess less than 50 yards.
I
Fewer
would
than 50
totally
yards.
agree.
Like, are you kidding me? The people that base their argument on passing yards, this is whether it's a knock against someone, say Lamar Jackson, or as some way to boost someone up, say like Sam Darnold has, I think, like 300-yard games in 3 weeks, right? You can say he's improved as a quarterback, but don't give me bloody passing yards as a reason why he's improved. And don't say, well, Lamar's not a good quarterback. He doesn't throw for 200 yards a game. He's not asked to throw for 200 yards a game.
No.
The Ravens have run such a stupidly run-heavy script that it doesn't matter. They don't need to throw the football because they're up by 40 freaking points in the second quarter. Like, are you kidding? Are you going to tell me, sit back and tell me that his best game as a pro is like, okay, granted, his best game as a pro is probably the Dolphins game that they won by 49, and he threw for over 300 yards, but he sat for the fourth quarter anyways. What about all the other games? He was awesome, that he was electric, that you didn't care when you watched the game. You straight up didn't care that he wasn't throwing the football. You watched that game last night or Sunday night against the Chiefs. It was Lamar Jackson, all of the swagger in the world, going out and winning a football game. What's more important, winning or passing yards?
I don't know. I think passing yards might have the edge there.
See, people are out there. Real life people are out there, and they tell me, yeah, he had more passing yards, so he's better. Mm-hmm. No, you're on crack. And even even legitimate passing yards, even not all passing yards are created equal. You guys remember the Breeze to Kamara? I think it was against the Raiders. It was early in the season last year. He like just little dump off, and Kamara jukes out the entire state of Nevada.
Yes.
Or Wisconsin. I don't remember who they played. He has like a 60-yard play. All of those passing yards go to Drew Brees.
Right.
Travis Kelce weaved around the entire state of state of Maryland Sunday night. Why is that on? Why does Mahomes get super big credit for that? You know, what screens are real. Now there's some yards that you don't count, whether it's drops, whether it's guys that don't accumulate yak as well. Like if I throw the ball to Mark Andrews rather than Marquise Brown, I'm going to get fewer yak. But I don't know, passing yards as a whole, I understand why people count them, and I understand there is a tiny bit of validity there, tiny bit, but you have to use context with these things. Yes. Like I'll throw it in a graphic that says, oh, he has 600 passing yards. But if you try to draw conclusions from those passing yards, please, please, please have a better argument than, oh, he has more passing yards, therefore he's better. Like, heck, even yards per attempt, I think, is a flawed stat, but yards per attempt is a much better, barometer of how to judge quarterback play, because at least that you're not going to BS over the course of a full season. Oh, in a game, you might have like a 50-yard play here, a 50-yard play there, and you are like like Mahomes averaged like 11 yards per attempt against the Ravens, something like that, because he had 3 huge yak plays. Okay, right. Great. Or even Lamar Jackson. He had a 40-yard touchdown that Marquise Brown was surrounded by no one, and he gets 20 extra yards of yak. That's fine. But if you're trying to draw conclusions, and I'll circle back around to Arizona Jacksonville. If you draw a conclusion that Trevor Lawrence is good because he had 200 extra yards in garbage time and had 3 touchdowns, but 2 of them came in the fourth quarter when they were down 40. Trevor Lawrence can be a good quarterback. He is not a good quarterback right now.
Yes.
So I agree with you. I will take Arizona minus 7.5.
Excellent.
But there's your splash rant. Holy Christmas.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, I think I agree with you to a point. I mean, I can't go and say, Blaine Gabbert threw for more passing yards than Tom Brady this game. So I think Blaine Gabbert's a better quarterback.
People told me Lamar hasn't had a 300-yard game since the Night Titans playoff game. But here's the funny thing. People say, oh, he sucked in that game. He had 500 total yards of offense. He had 365 passing yards. He has a higher career high in the playoffs than Patrick Mahomes does.
Wow.
But yeah, he does. Passing yards is used against Lamar in every other context. But in the one context that he does have a ton of passing yards, oh, they were losing. It doesn't matter. What then? Why does Haskins getting 300 passing yards against the Ravens week 4 last year? Why does that matter? Why does it matter that Ben had 500 yards in a playoff game? Huh? Why does it matter when Trevor Lawrence has all these random yards at the end? Come on now. Please use your brain. Please use your brain.